G'day, g'day, g'day.
Sup?
Haha. Sorry we missed yesterday. It has been very hectic.
Caravans.
Preparation for our big exciting news we're about to tell you any day now. Actually, maybe even any minute. So keep posted. But we're getting straight into it again because we have some more good news.
Here's today's good news. Good news.
And it comes from Galatians chapter 6. Whoops, my bad. Chapter 5, verse 16.
That was, in case you didn't get that, Galatians chapter 5, verse 16.
And it says like this. So I advise you to live according to your new life in the Holy Spirit. Then you won't be doing what your sinful nature craves. The old sinful nature loves to do evil, which is just opposite from what the Holy Spirit wants. And the Spirit gives us desires that are opposite from what the sinful nature desires. These two forces are constantly fighting each other, and your choices are never free from this conflict. But when you are directed by the Holy Spirit, you are no longer subject to the law. So where's the good news in that? We've got the angel and the devil on the shoulders kind of thing going on. That doesn't seem very good news. I can hear you saying.
Which side was the angel and the devil on?
I don't even know. Doesn't really matter, does it?
Pick one now.
Alright, I went angel and devil.
Okay.
That's effectively actually this good news. We can squish out the devil option, not by simply focusing on that and going, oh, I don't want to do the wrong thing anymore, I don't want to do the wrong thing, oh, I'm not going to do the wrong thing, but actually kind of like by replacing the bad habits with the good habits. So it's very practical here. If we make room for the Holy Spirit, which is another Retro Cristo song, which is pretty cool. You should totally check it out sometime when we get it loaded. So we'll get onto that. By making room for the Holy Spirit, we're getting rid of the junk and we're replacing it with the good stuff. Kind of like Jesus showing up at our house and we invite him into our lives. So we say, hey, come on into the house. And instead of sitting down for a cup of coffee, he actually walks in there and starts ripping apart a whole lot of stuff and throwing it out the front for the curbside collection.
You know what it's like?
Mid-story, yeah.
Yeah. This is what it's like. It's good. It's like your cooling system in your car. You abuse it and you misuse it and it gets all dirty and full of like rusty nasties because you didn't maintain it. And so Jesus the mechanic comes in and he has to get rid of all of your yucky old nasties and flush it out, so that, but he doesn't leave it empty, he fills it up again with new stuff. Yeah, so, and you gotta, if you don't fill it with new stuff,
puts the new stuff in,
then you're going to go and overheat again because you got no fluids. So you got to make sure you fill your life with the new stuff and the good stuff to replace all the old bad dodgy stuff. Yeah,
so that's for all the mechanically minded car people, but for anyone else who's not so much that way, the end of my analogy was Jesus coming in, ripping out all the junk and even some of the stuff that you thought was cool as far as your furniture and whatever. And you start maybe even getting a little bit upset because it's uncomfortable. You don't like he's coming into your house and moving it all around and ripping down bits and pieces you liked. Yeah. But then you start to realise that he's not just throwing stuff out, he's actually bringing new stuff in. And he's actually building a whole new creation, a much better thing.
And it's new and not old and broken and stuff.
And it's clean and it's wholesome and it's good. And that's the thing, when we turn from sin and turn to follow Jesus, it's not a one-sided thing, it's actually a two-part thing because it's turning away, but it's also turning to and making room for God to come in and do his thing. And so the good news is...
proactive.
There is practical things that we can do to start living the life that God has called us to and experiencing that fullness of life and that clean living. And it's... basically by replacing the old with the new, and that's something we can ask God to help us with. We just pray and simply say, God, I want to live your way. I need your Holy Spirit to come and fill me up and get rid of all the junk. And I'm ready to get rid of whatever junk you tell me and start replacing it with your life and your living. And that's very exciting. It's something that, like it said here, is a constant struggle. We're never free from that, but the more that we invest in making the room for the Holy Spirit to move, the more that we experience the good stuff. And we have much more to talk about that probably the next couple of days. So we're going to stop there. And until next time, we've got more good news coming soon. Kind regards from
Retro.
Cristo.
Yeah.